Hello, this is the Brass Slow One. This is the storyline reading. This reading is about a mother, Miss Laquandra Williams, who was 44 years old at the time, who murdered her son during a fuss. Columbus, Ohio. She's 44 at the time. Her son was 21. So I did a reading the other day, but I'm going to do another one. And I might let you hear some from the reading I did the other day. I'm going to see if it come out the same. If it come out the same, I'm going to know that it is accurate. Because a lot was accurate as far as what I was hearing, but I just want to make sure what was the actual reason, to see if the reasoning be the same in this storyline as far as why they was even in a fuss in the first place, because something brought this on, because he was good and mad evidently. So my other storyline says something was on the internet, and I just want to wait and see if this one bring out some of the cards for the reasoning for the last storyline said, or if it don't. Let's just see what this one does, and I'll put it on. Okay. Universe, you know all about it. For this mother, for the young man, her 21-year-old son who was murdered. For them to have a terrible relationship like that, to kill one another, that's a terrible relationship between mother and son. Or something was done really bad to want to kill someone. That was like ridiculous. Okay, let's just see. Universe, you know all about it. You know all about it. One more. Okay, I'm here. Right here, feel. Feel. Let's just flow. Maybe she didn't want no smoke. Seems like I smell smoke. Let's see. One more. Okay. Okay, here is, these are, this card here says either he came straight at her like a lion or she went straight for him. Okay, energies like the Energizer Bunny and committed manslaughter. Okay, let's just flow. Okay, these ones are jumping out. So some kind of way he might have thought something was laughable, but he needed to do things in decency and accept any money given, or she needed to. You're gorgeous. So let's just see. So it says right here that it was time for both of them to act so they could survive. Act now so we can survive. So one of them wanted the other one to accept some money. Some kind of way. So there's nervous at a place, and I'm going to say at the house. Okay, so maybe the mother was doing some kind of kitchen thinking or some kind of thinking, because on the interrogation video she said that her son wasn't home yet or something like that. So maybe she was thinking, and maybe something stemmed around money or anything like that, because I see the money card. So let's just see. One more. Okay, in here. Okay, let's just see what God bring out this time. Let's see what God bring out, if it be any of the cards from last time. Okay, I see a marriage card and a gay card. Now that, so I'm going to put it as marriage because the last storyline said the full bloom card, and that means marriage, okay? So let's fly. Maybe she wanted to marry her boyfriend, or her man friend, because he wasn't a boy, her man friend. Let's just fly and see what this one says. Universe, you know all about it. Why did Miss Williams murder her son? Besides, he was fussing. Why would he be that upset with his mother to actually pull a gun on his mother if she was afraid of that? Why would it be that desperate, that bad? What happened? I see a money scheme card. And the money scheme is some kind of job. And the other one talked about a job too. Job out of town. Job out of town job. That's just one. Let's see more about it. Her son's name. Okay. What is his name? I need him to come in the storyline. Why did your mother kill you? Because only you can. Because her story is her story, but you know why your mother killed you. Why did your mother kill you? Besides, she said that she thought you had a gun. What was you upset about with your mother? She should have told you. She should have told you. Something she should have told you. I hear anklet. Anklet is what you have around your ankle, right? Anklet. Little bracelets or something, maybe. So she should have told you. Something she should have told you. So I see a money scheme card in here, and they are always bad news, the money scheme cards. That's just one. Let's see all about it. Why did your mother kill you, young man? Fear took her there. Fear took her there to kill you. Hold on to that thought, people, that fear took her there. Okay? She wanted full rank submission out of him because she is in a money scheme. She might have said she wanted out of it. Or she should have got out of it. Some kind of money scheme. And maybe it was time for him and her to act, or her alone, or whatever. We got something money given, whatever amount of money given. So the money scheme could just simply mean, in this storyline, is he needed to pay some kind of rent at the house. Or it was an actual money scheme. The other storyline said that she had some other job. She had to find other ways to make money, and she had another job, whatever job she had, and she was making money. And she is thinking whether or not she should go out of town to that job. But she is deceived by the person. Okay, so let's just do with this one. Okay, so we have right here that if you love black, you're going to see it for what it is. She is energy seeking, or her son was. So we dealing with some boss that she was hooked to. The person was racist and was going to see it for what it is. And she is energy seeking as far as working or trying to get work. Money scheme could be a job in general. It usually is a job, or it could just be a scheme, just like what you hear me saying. Okay, so let's just like, okay, let's see. See, it's backing it up. We got jobs. She needed to go home, God said, and look on the computer for jobs, at least 8 of them. Next card is that she made her son walk into his destiny, and she had a history with her son because that was her son. Some kind of way. her son asked her something, I guess, and she said, for what? Whatever his name is. So we have that. It was easy to leave things to others and escape. She hooked herself onto something and ran away from her problems and left it to whoever to just work out the kinks in whatever it was. Some information that she is going to get to show that it was a lack of love for her, or her son got to show it was a lack of love for him. So it was negative talk from a leader, from her son or from her boss, or she was negative to her son. So we got the angel peeping through, and I got to make it her son right now because he is the person who was murdered. She needed to take the reins and run with it and be the God in her at that time period. He is letting off his sexual tendencies. He the man, right? He had to have a clear mind. So he might have asked her, could she help him? Or she asked him, could he help her? Or she is dealing with a boss of hers some kind of way who she asked for help, or the person asked her, did she need help? Anything like that. Because she wanted to be secure, and she wanted to be, was looking at it to see if the person was going to be sincere. But God said she shouldn't believe in man's word, only God's word, because she's feeling her copyright. So working, having some job or whatever, and she was trying to seal a deal where she felt she did well by doing that. So we have number 103 301. Could be part of anything from a license, door number, birthday, social, part of anything. So we have right here, do not force your ways on me. Can I come out without you leaving me? So some kind of way, maybe her and her son had a fuss because he might be a gay person and he is going to tell her he was gay, or she is going to tell her son something, whatever it was, to tell him. But she didn't want him to be fussing or whatever, or she had a love interest some kind of way and he is going to tell her something, but he didn't want her to leave, or she was dealing with a boss, or she is going to be dealing with a boss some kind of way where she didn't want to get fired. She just wanted to say what it is to say, something like that. So some kind of way she didn't want whoever to force their ways on her, but her son didn't want his mother to force her ways on him, whatever it was. So we had that her son showed in his actions that he didn't care about her right then, or a love interest of hers didn't show in his actions that he cared about her, Miss Williams, or some boss she had. Okay, she need to step into her queenship because she had a chance at love. Okay, let me pause. Let's see. I'm back. So she's going to step into her queenship because she had a chance at love. And love could mean love a partner where she could marry eventually, or getting a new job, or just loving herself in general. She is banking on it. We got number 211, 112. So we got a black male. She is dealing with a black male, or maybe somebody was trying to blackmail her, or blackmail her son, or blackmail her love interest, or whatever this is, or they just was black males in general who wasn't valuing her son, her love interest, or her boss. Okay, where she lived, or she was going to be going all the time. So we have right here that something happened at nighttime where she is feeling all her feelings as far as something. She likes style, or her son likes style, or the man she is involved with likes style. Somebody likes style and like having fun. So something was canceled 2 times, but time counted to her or to a boss of hers, her love interest, or her son, because she walked away while somebody was bird watching her. Her son, a love interest, or her boss. Follow me? Might be birds around, because she is dealing with a familiar place, a job, or her house. Okay, so we have right here the death of anything that did not strike that. Tension was brewing, and death was the last result. Because you heard that card right here. I said she walked away, and somebody was bird watching when she walked away from the person. Nearby place, we're going to make it her house. And death was the last result, because tension was brewing. Okay? So we can take it another way and make it where she quit a job, or she broke up with her love interest, or this is her and her son, where she walked away from her son, and her son was watching at her house, and death was the last result. So we have this card that it was some flip words some kind of way toward her. Okay, let's see. Okay, she was wishing for a good decision, but she is hand in hand with the enemy at the time. Or her son was, as far as her. So if the hand in hand with the enemy don't go with her and her son at the time, it goes with her in a love interest, or her in a job. She is educated, but she wasn't going to be a fool, because she is dealing with a jackal, somebody as far as a love interest, as far as a job, or dealing with her son with this situation. Because life was like a jigsaw puzzle to her at the time. Okay? So she was going to tell, or her son was going to tell somebody that she was, her son, one of them was going to tell the secret, because a secret is in her story, because it's in the one I did the other day. That one of them was going to get married, or one of them was gay, and the secret card is right here, looking right at me. Okay, it's right behind it. Okay, somebody was going to acknowledge a secret. So here we have it right here. It's right in back of this card. You heard me say, for all eyes to see, her son was going to acknowledge a secret, or she was going to acknowledge a secret as far as her son. Okay, that one of them was getting married, or one of them was gay. Right? So we have right here that she has settled down at the fortress. So she has settled down at her house, or this could be work. So let's explore a little bit. So we have right here, somebody need to do some soul searching, because somebody was sadistic, herself or her son, or a boss she had at work, or the lover she had, whoever he is. So she's chewing on like joyous, and that is getting money, making money, living better. So God told her, don't hurt nobody, Miss Williams. She was wondering if she can trust this person, though. Okay. Opportunity struck, and she got ready, because somebody blamed her. So if we take this to her son, right? And her son was sadistic, because if she said he's fighting, just put that with fighting then. She was wondering if she could trust him. But God told her, don't hurt nobody. God's still saying, don't hurt nobody, Miss Williams. Don't hurt your son. He was blaming Miss Williams, maybe. An opportunity struck for her, or opportunity struck for him to talk. God got these cards in line. This is a gun card right behind it. That is amazing. Opportunity struck for her And here's the gun card right behind it. Bulletproof. She took her took her shot at him. She wounded him and she murdered him, and it grossed her out. Okay, so let's just see. Let's take what the next card is. Ducking wouldn't help. Ducking wouldn't help her son, I'm going to say, because he was the one shot. Ducking wouldn't help her son because she was good and hot. But ducking wouldn't help her because her son was good and hot with her. So we have, she had a blank look on her face. So what? They was tearing one another down at the time. But God was saying that how to control things the best way, they needed to have structure in their home. Because she was dealing with a bill collector. I'm in a poly relationship. So she is dealing with a bill collector. So she had to pay bills evidently, so that's the bill collector. So the poly relationship would be maybe her and her son, or some kind of way she is in a poly relationship. That means with somebody as far as in love, or her son was, or whatever this is. Or she had more than one job, or whatever's going on. Race is always going to be here. Somebody need to get a grip. So some kind of way, maybe somebody talked about her race, talked down to her as far as her race. If not that, somebody thought there's better than her. Or she said something as far as her son. Okay? Or, we are true friends. You're done. So she decided she wasn't true friends. That her son was done when she made the move she made. She is telling her son, we not true friends, and she shot the gun. But she said her son was coming toward her, but he ain't have no gun out, she said. But at that time, he was mad about what he was mad about. Or she was dealing with a job where it was some kind of racism a little bit there, where they was going to tell her she was done, or she was going to be telling them that she was done, she was going to be leaving, anything like that, because she was dealing with a leader of the job, right? Or she is dealing with her love interest, and she is going to tell him she is done with him, or he is going to tell her. Okay, let's just see. She had to get ready to be in charge of her life, or her son needed to, and move fast on it. What was calling her forward or him forward to move fast on his life or hers. Okay, she had to know. Strike that. She needed to never stop wanting the best out of love, and know that she had to love herself first, because she wanted her son to bring in emotional love she needed, because it was intense madness at the time. So we got number 16. Number 15. So maybe since he was 15 or 16, maybe she had problems with him, or whatever that stands for. Okay? So we have stop thinking that others knew more. 7. Number 5, God's number of grace. So we had the next one is, he beat me so much. So as far as her son, maybe if they've been in arguments before, he beat her in an argument, anything like that. But she beat her son by murdering her son. She won. Or she had a love interest who put his hands on her. Or she had an employer that beat her so much as far as not paying her right, and just wanted her to accept any money given to her. So why did my mother give up on me? So either her mother some kind of way gave up on her. She might have been adopted. She might have lived with somebody other than her mother a little bit growing up. Or her mother didn't show her deep down love. Or her mother wasn't there for her, supportive or anything as far as her mother, but she wondered who she looked like or who she even act like, or this would be her son card. Why did my mother give up on me? Why didn't she love me enough to not murder him? Okay. And then her other children, whatever children she had that's left behind, they wonder why their mother gave up on them. Because when she put herself in jail, that means she gave up on them and decided they just got to fend for themselves because she made that step. So the next card is, I'm ready for love. So we have a man that was going to give her a ring, or was thinking about giving her a ring, or if it's not that, a job she is going to be getting because she was ready for love, to take a job, a second job or whatever, because she is going to make money another way besides her regular way of making money, right? Or her son was going to, okay, or her son might have been in a poly relationship. Let me take it that way too, because he was the one she was saying was mad, so he's mad about something. Right? So she was dealing with an advisor, somebody who tell her what to do, her boss, her love interest, or her son was dealing with her and she is trying to advise her son and tell him what to do, or she needed a lawyer. Okay, the next one is, I never felt like this before. She had stopped being scared of her feelings, so during the time she is with her son and fussing or fighting was happening, she never felt like that before. It was worse than it ever been. Or something at work that happened, or something with her love interest. So we got a smooth trinket, a cross, a charm, a coin, cross, charm, coin. There's one more thing. Cross. Or a ring. So she might was going to get a ring from a love interest. He might was going to get a ring, her son, or whatever this is, right? So she wanted to be secure, and she needed to check her mind or her son. So we got number 17, number 8, number 71. So we got numbers 46, 58, could be part of a license or anything, or door number. She didn't know the cause of his anger because she felt like he was angry about something. Okay, so youth don't last for so long. She needed to exercise with somebody she is connected to. So, what is this? Okay. She needed counseling, or her son needed counseling, or she needed a lawyer. So we have with this one right here, that pill drop effect. So somebody take pills, her or her son, or a love interest she had. We're going down the hall, walking down the hall, walking in the house or whatever. Pill drop effect. Okay, so we got if she is searching for love, she needed to get it from herself, because either she got a vaccine, blood drawn, or an IV, or her son did, or her love interest. Okay? So believe what you wish, I'm making a change. She's saying to her son about she making a change about things, whatever change it is she's going to make. She's going to get married, or he need to go on treatment, she need to go on treatment. He need counseling, she need counseling. He getting married, she getting married. He in a poly relationship, she is, or something is going on. Okay, so let's just see. We need some more. I'm trying to end it. Let's see. Okay, let's just see what this one. Let me see if we can take a little bit more and end it. Okay, universe, you know all about it because she is in a money scheme. Some job she is hooked to, and she ain't asked all the questions about, or her son was, or both of them was. Something was canceled more than one time. As far as maybe this money scheme, she needed to get out of it, or she told him she wanted out of it, or whatever happened there. Okay. Usually the money scheme card, that never ends good. Somebody go to jail or somebody die when that card is in the storyline. It never goes well because people don't want you to get out of it. You dependent on one. So let's just see what come out this time. Universe, you know about it. Okay. I'm hearing. Stop in the name of love before you break my heart. Think it over. Oh my goodness. Haven't I been good to you? Haven't I been sweet to you? I'm hearing stop in the name of love. So I feel like me hearing that and digging in there and hearing that song is for his mother. When she decided to raise a gun to shoot her son, she should have stopped in the name of love before she broke his heart. I don't know where she shot him at, but she was going to break his heart because she is going to kill him. And killing him, you breaking his heart because you stopping him from living, his heart from beating. Think about the good times you had with him, not just the bad times. Think about the sweet times she had with him, not that bad time right there. Okay, the one on top says every day wasn't a good day for Miss Williams. She had a blank look on her face. Let's just get some more cards. Trying to end this universe, you know all about it. Okay, this one says tension. It was tension. Enjoy the life that God continues to give her and be happy again. She wanted that, but it went like it went, so it's just terrible the way things went because it shouldn't have went that far. She shouldn't have picked up a gun at all for her son. She should have let him beat her up if that's what it took. If that would have saved him, just let him beat her up or whatever, and then she just go ahead and call the cops just to arrest him, not for them to kill him, but just to arrest him. Not pull out a gun and pull out a knife, because what is all that for? They couldn't have had a close relationship, because who pulls out a knife and a gun for their family member? I mean, really, that shows it wasn't no closeness there at all. At all. Because you don't do that. So let's just see. That's a big disconnect right there. That's a big disconnect. So maybe he was on pills and he needed to go on treatment, but I don't know. I didn't hear her in the interrogation. Okay, her son was a gift, God says, and never again will she get the gift of her son because she took him away from here. Okay? She had empty thoughts while time was going by. That's what she having right now, at least. Okay, this one right here. What is this? She isolated, and that's true. For a coping mechanism, having empty thoughts, because she is wondering if she could trust him, and she felt like she couldn't. That's what she told the law in the interrogation room. And here's the card while talking about it. That she couldn't trust him. She thought he had a gun or something like that. That's what she told them. Okay, but she is going to focus on her journey. And her journey was to save herself and pull out a gun. Because lately she justified that. So there were some sharp words between her and her son. Because he switched up. So the next card is she is going to hold him accountable. She wasn't going to be resistant to hold him accountable. But he wasn't going to be resistant to hold her accountable. So let's just flow. So we got the secret. Here it is again, another secret. Tell a secret. Let it out. So he was going to tell a secret. He could tell a secret. I'm going to see if the card come out in this storyline. I don't know if he was Aquarius. I don't know if she got an air sign son or Aquarius son or air sign son, or if he was one, or if she was an Aquarius. Okay. She had 2 chances to be a star in her life. So she did have some other job on the side that because she found other ways to make money, a money scheme. So he could tell her secrets, seem like here. So she did things strategic, maybe as far as this other job here that she had. Because she was going to stamp her name on it and have money in the bank. So she is surprised he is acting spicy, or she was toward him. Okay. So she went on a kitty cat mission. And she aimed for it. And she shot him. It's wake up time. It's time to continue her life. So let's just see if I can, my stomach growling, I'm sorry. She is making arrangements to get out of that camp. And she said she went out to the backyard or went somewhere. And the card right here said, yeah, she did it. Because she felt he fought her. The card said he fought me. And that's accurate. Because she said that's what happened to her. He fought her. So let's just see. And here we have this gun card. Rifle range. She took her best shot. Because wherever she shot him at, she murdered him. He died. So that's her best shot. Because she planted her fortune. And listen to what I'm getting ready to say. That is a money card. Because she is trying to plan her fortune. So probably she had a job on the side. That he might have been talking to her about this job on the side she had. Right? But I'm going to use the card different right now for a minute. She planted her fortune. Because, listen to what I just said. It was wake up time for her. Time to continue her life. She is making arrangements to get out of that camp. She said she went in the backyard, or she wanted to have him move out. Because it was wake up time. She wanted to marry this new man or whatever. Maybe she wanted her son to move. I don't know. So it says she did it. She did what? She shot her son, and we know that because he fought her. That's what the card says. So she took her best shot with this rifle range card to plan her fortune as far as a job, to have a marriage if she's going to get married. But she definitely planted her fortune because her son got put in a grave, and that's like you planting. Get what I'm saying? In her fortune, because he was her child. He was a gift from God, right? So that's a fortune. Any child that we have is a gift from God. That's a fortune, okay? So I'm using it another way because of what's going on. She had to look at things, well, she was going to look at things and not run from it. Because something come from her childhood, whatever it may be. Because unfortunately, she felt like something didn't smell right because she thought something was wrong with him, or he was going to hurt her, or whatever she thought like. So she's going to answer her burdens. And she is going to drop her ex. Because she didn't drop the man she had. She dropped her son. Because she took her best shot up there. She dropped him. That means you leave somebody behind. That means you get rid of them. Dropped her ex. And that would be her son right here. Or she actually needed to drop her ex that she had. Because she is a beautiful dreamer. Because she was hope struck. She's a beautiful dreamer. But she is tired of her son's crap. And she is hope struck. But how far will she go to grow? Because her son might have been jacking her up for money or in the collar, right? Because it's the jack up card. It's when somebody grabbing you up in your clothes in the front. You know what I mean? When you grabbing somebody in the front of their clothes, you jacking them up. So he might have jacked her up, or he might have wanted money out of her. She had to start to love herself. Okay, I'm back. Okay, let me get some cards. She didn't make her son disappear. She didn't make her son disappear. she was being appreciative of a house that was sufficient. But she is going to make her son disappear without a trace. And in this storyline, it simply means she murdered him. So that means you no longer see him unless you look at a picture. So he disappeared without a trace. That means you can't see him no more. And she moved fast on making it happen right here. So it was talking in the surroundings. So I don't know who else she was talking to. I don't know if he took pills or not though. Either he took pills or a love interest she had, a man took pills. Okay, so she's going to be moving to rougher matters, dealing with the situation with her son. Or her son was going to be moving to rougher matters. So let's just see. Let's see if I can. Okay. Somebody was posing this, what they wasn't. Her son, her, or a love interest, or some boss of hers. Okay, let me just see if I can just get something in this. Okay, she was an enabler for her son to have financial gain, or her son was as far as her, because or a love interest she had, or a boss she had. So somebody wanted her to collaborate, but anything rushed is not worth taking. Either her son did, her love interest did, or a boss did, in some job and in something. Let me just see if I can just get something in it. Okay, let's see. Hopefully this is it. Okay. Try to dipstick. Dipstick. That's a test, right? See if that card gonna come out that came yesterday. I might let you hear some of the other reading. You just see if that card comes out. So you know you have to go to please your soul. So to please her soul, her son had to go as far as to get out of her house, or at that time to get shot or get wounded or something. Or for her to leave a job, or she's guilty as charged, and this one letter here though right there. So kindred spirit, this would be her son and the spirit. Please her soul, her son had to go. She guilty as charged is on letterhead, and he is her son and the spirit, kindred spirit, because it was a meeting place. Yes, I'm wearing these clothes, so some kind of way she was going to be going somewhere to a job or whatever was going on, or she had certain clothes on when a meeting place when her son came in the house or whatever this is. So God says right here at the next card there, she created the walls of harm because she should have walked away and got away from it. She created the walls of harm and safe for herself. And she could turn on and off switches, God says, as far as fusses. You just simply walk away and get away from whoever it is. Because she is going to be baking for two, and she was going to be excited about that. Baking for two as far as her and a love interest with her and her son. Okay, wondering how long it's going to be with a female, so maybe. Let's turn it around. Maybe her son was wondering how long it was going to be as far as her. Let's see. So she is nervous around a pyramid of people. So what could have been an interrogation room maybe? If not that, at work or whatever that is. Or nervous around a pyramid of people, at least 3 of them, at a job or interrogation room or whatever that is. So okay, it's going to be a miracle not for her not to become a felon. Let's see the next one. She dealing with a bureaucrat that's taking some kind of drugs. Okay, her love interest, her boss, or her son. So we got, she had to take care of herself because she is promiscuous. So here's the job. She wanted to get away from a job that she didn't like anymore. Is it my fault I got raped? So she got raped or she got stolen from. You can take it 2 ways, okay? So that's it. Because somebody she know a man was keeping his options open. Whoever he is, it's a love interest maybe. Okay, so she had to cover her emotions. So what? Because she was spending attention time with somebody at work or some love interest or whoever this is. She's sticking around fire with no nonsense lessons though. Okay, I love him, but it won't be no romance. She's 42 and up, or the person 42 and up. Or she's dealing with 20. No, her son wasn't that old, so I gotta stick with grown up. So say grow up. So she's dealing with somebody 42 and up. Won't be no romance. She had to be real because she was penny pinching. So we had somebody who was she was trying to avoid strip searching, taking off her clothing, or taking her money. Okay, so she went through torture and it was hyped up. So somebody decided that they wanted to wash their hands on African American. Her, maybe she got fired or just attacked. Because she is overprotective about where she worked at or where she lived at. So attempts to find her mother is senseless because she evidently wanted her mother. Wanted at that time, so she is settling for less. Somebody with cheating ways she is on a battlefield with. God says she knows the truth. She's not innocent at all in the whole situation because she is dealing with some job where a lot of ladies come through. Cupcake exchange. A lot of ladies coming through club or whatever this is. Club job, escort job, or whatever kind of job this is. Or just a regular job. But there's a lot of ladies that work there. She is dealing with the big boys and she is an antelope, so it could be the boss. It could be anybody. Boss, drug dealers, any of them big boys. And we got right here the cupcake exchange, a ladies' prison, dealing with the judge, the lawyer, follow me. So she wanted to get to the melting pot. Somebody told her, come on, maybe her son told her, or the new love interest she had told her, or some boss she had. This is it. She got attacked or she got stolen from one of the other. I really think she was attacked and that might be the secret that her son knew about. But there was no reason to be going up into him because of that. If it's told, it's told. But I don't know. Love don't hurt, love heals. So love don't hurt, love heals. Because her son wanted loyal to her and she picked authority to put her son in junk. She put her son in a grave. It seemed like it was light, but it was danger below, negative, and that's what happened. The total community knows. So if anybody else was at the house, they know about it. Or some job she had that the total community know about it. And something negative happened at a job. Let's just see. What is this? She was dealing with a dangerous love, a Pied Piper, a man that had a lot going on, whoever he is, that was in some upscale area, racist area, political area, some job she had, or or this could simply be her in the jail system because she's supposed to have been loyal to her son, but she hurt her son. She didn't love her son, and she picked all three to put her son in, so she in jail. And that would be, jail would be a correctional place, so that's kind of junk when you, like a misfit, when you don't do right, when you need teaching or whatever. Jail is representing correction. It's not positive there. Total community, and the people that she run into, the guards there. It might be in a racist area because we talking about Columbus, Ohio. Yeah. So somebody abused their power. Let off everything it was to let off. Her son did, as far as her love interest did, a boss did, or somebody at the jail, whoever it is, man or woman. Oh no, it would be a man if it's at jail. She is willing to do something because of being forced. She is given no other choice. She failed to shoot her son. She failed it. Or she is given no other choice if she is attacked by somebody at work or by a love interest or somebody in jail. So with some talking about a car, what we got? A car. Don't have to be no Toyota, but a car. Okay. So we have, she's gonna go get her feelings, or her son is gonna go get his feelings. So something comes from her childhood, and maybe his childhood too, maybe since he was 14, or maybe since she was 14, or maybe something happened when she was 41 or something like that. She had to bring in a fresh emotion, or she wanted her son to do that, or welcome in a flow of love she wanted from her son maybe. No more minor crutches. She is going to be motivated. Something motivated her. What is this one? Give me a reason why I should take you back. I'm fighting to not let my feelings rise. So I guess a reason to forgive you maybe, instead of take you back maybe, as far as her son, maybe to forgive the other person. So maybe it's the son, he saying that, telling her to give him a reason to forgive her, because some kind of way she did something. She might have told a secret. She did something, and that's why he was mad. Give me a reason why I should take you back. Give me a reason why I should forgive you. He trying to fight his feelings from letting them rise because he's so upset with his mother about whatever. So she's scaling things out for a rosy summer. She might just gonna get married to that man she's connected to, is having this new job she had or whatever. So it was during the COVID time. Jobs was lapsed, so she found some other way to work, some other kind of job she got that's different than her normal job. But to find other ways to make money, and that's what she did. Okay, I see tell her, so that's her sun guard. Okay, she was gonna be sharing in a support group some kind of way, talk to the cops some kind of way, talk to a lawyer, or talking at work, or let me see what the next card is. She had to dig deep and ask herself, why did she settle for whatever she felt she was going through some kind of way, where she is attacked maybe, or seems like that's the main big thing for her. She is like attacked, seems like, let's just see. Mention me, tell her, so this would be her son. I need to see what her son's name is. I want to say her name. Jahaad. Alright, his name is Jahaad. So, mention me, Jahaad. Tell her, tell my mother. Tell my mother. She is fickle. I wanted another chance. Daily life make people rethink and think of things that they have to seek and change in their life. It was a carbon copy of what we went through before, what they went through before. So, for the best future for him and her was to have no more conquest and love or business. It was time for him to grow up. And it was time for him to call, maybe for some kind of drug treatment, if he needed drug treatment or whatever this is. Let's see, let's get some more. I heard the doorway, something about the doorway. I heard the doorway. So once he came to the doorway, maybe she shouldn't have did anything but just talk from there. Just talk instead of pulling out a gun. Because I heard the doorway. So it was something about the doorway. So once he pierced the doorway and got to the doorway, she should have just let him talk and say whatever. Because she know what he was mad about. Because he was mad about something. What is he coming after his mother for? He was mad about something. And it was something really bad, evidently. I truly don't think he would have shot his mother. He didn't have to shoot his mother. He could have grabbed her if he wanted to, but he really shouldn't even did that to his mother. But I just don't believe he would have murdered his mother. I just don't believe it. He was upset and all, so she noticed something that evidently she did or said made him get so furious and mad like that. So I hear doorway. So once he got to the doorway, maybe she should have just talked instead of pulled out the gun. Just talk. Gotta pulling out a gun. Okay, one more. In here somewhere. Something in here, card, something in here. Okay, mixed up in some gossip. Okay. He was mixed up in some gossip. He wanted another chance. So he talking out to his, he talking out because he's saying, tell her, Mr. Brasso want to tell my mother, mention me, Jahaad. The next card says, I was fickle. I wanted another chance. Because he might have had some drug in his system. I just don't know. Okay? Daily life make people rethink and think of things they need to change and see. Okay, it was a carbon copy of an issue, something that I went through before, or we went through before, both of them went through before, fussing or whatever. So, for the best outcome in his life, in her life, both of them needed to not hear no more conquest in love or in business. But it was time for him to grow up, he's saying. And it was time for him to call. He needed to call. So if he is in some kind of, if he needed some kind of drug treatment center or whatever, he needed to call counseling or whatever, if it was anything like that, right? The next one is, he was mixed up in gossip, or him and his mother. So we have right here, spare me. So this a bending down card or just a tilting card. This is when you begging for your life. So I don't know what he said to his mother, because no cameras around. Nobody knows what was going on. Nobody know if he said, don't shoot me. Is any cameras to say it? Because this is the spare me card. Is they back to back, side by side, where he don't want his mother to kill him. Give me another chance. Both of them mean it. Okay? So his mother did whatever she did. And that's why he was so upset and mad. And that's why she was scared of him, because of, I guess, whatever the situation was, whatever it was. It's not where she don't know why he mad, because she know why he mad. He mad about something she did, or something that got put out, or whatever this is. Gossip is saying. Her and her husband, her and her lover, her love interest, evidently, because in the interrogation on YouTube, she's saying that he said that he was going to kill her and her lover, her love interest. So evidently she know why he was mad. She know all about it. All about it. Either he had something in his system at the time and he needed to get more sleep to become more energetic, or she was sleepy and tired herself from working. Okay, you know all about it. So we have right here that she got distant because she didn't want to be a school leader. She moved away, she ran away, or whatever she did, because she didn't want to be a school loser, because she felt she was going to lose up against him. So we have right here that she is going to clarify that choosing herself first was the best choice at that time period, and she did. So we have that somebody like to grandstand and it's not kosher. So at the time, I guess her son was grandstanding because she said he was fighting her or whatever, or her love interest, or her boss, because they're picking people in the order of. So that card can go with her in jail, they picking people in the order of, or that's a job that she had other than her regular job or whatever. So we have right here that she is down at him because he was copping, asking for money, or anything like that, or asking for something. So the next one is the card from that I got the other day, and this is the disease card. It's coming back out again. So let's just flow. If the person so only way I can take, let me see, the next one is the hatred right behind it. So I don't know who she worked for. So let's just take it. I'm gonna take it 2 ways. I'm gonna take it 3 ways. This is an HIV card though, right? This is an HIV card, but I can take it to just a regular disease, HIV, or racism. But it is an HIV card. So whichever one that goes with this family, because it's something that goes with this family, with this card. One of these things you hear me say. Let me sit it here. My life matters. Know that. If you got a disease, you got to tell your partner. Follow me? HIV, regular disease, or if the person racist. The next card come behind it is in somebody's genetics that they got, are they racist? Follow me? Or got some hateful ways is in the genetics. So that could be a job that she at, or some love interest she got. Follow me? Okay, so we have right here that the pandemic. So the pandemic, something was going on more than one time, maybe with her and her son fussing home, or something as far as work, being overworked and not saying no to her bosses, or a love interest she had that wasn't treating her right. So somebody wanted her to indulge in something she no longer do, or she wanted her son to indulge in something he no longer did, or somebody wanted her to indulge in something she no longer did, whatever it might be. Okay, the devil energy. So it's something negative. Something happened in 92, or when she was 29, or when she was 38, when she was 31, when he was 18, when he was 13, her child I'm talking about, when he was 12, when he was 9. Or we dealing with this love interest of hers, or something happened in February the 9th, September the 2nd, whatever this is, okay? Or a boss of hers. She need not jeopardize something because something was in plain sight for her. Or her son need not jeopardize because the gun was in plain sight. So if he constantly walked up to her and she had the gun, he need not jeopardize his life because she had it sticking out for a reason. Or she need not jeopardize it because something was in plain sight. And what was in plain sight was her son. And you know, if you point the gun and pull the trigger, you saying bye to your son. As good as the second card over here, she decided to pick door 3 to put her son in door 3 jump. And that is the grave. Get what I just said, right? So let's just flow. Gun is kill. We know what they do. You pick it up for a reason. You don't pick it up just to play with it. Okay, so help was a minute away. She could call the cops. Deal with something cognizable. Right? God's number of grace. Okay, right here. Her son wanted her to be gentle with him. Be gentle with me. But at that time, she felt nobody was as powerful as her right then. Or we can turn it around. She wanted her son to be gentle with her. And right then she thought that her son was more powerful than her. Anything like that. Whoa. Okay, so we had with this card that intensity cover your genitals. So she had to cover her genitals or her son, one of them. Because something was something was on the telephone. The phone is locked. Activity. Something was on the telephone. Okay, so it's obvious somebody knows something as far as something on the telephone, something was on the internet, anything like that. Something happened maybe in September. Chokehold or stop or delay or something happened as far as Miss Williams or her son Jahaad. I see a secret society in here, a group of people, a job, or whatever it is. I don't see a bunch of negative to say he was in a gang or anything like that. But the clues card could go with that too. Because are you wearing those clothes? Don't have to be, but I don't really know with him what was going on with him. So if it could be, if he could have been, he ain't have to be, but I gotta put different things in case. Okay, so that's just it. We got a rumor card up here. You know how that's how rumors get started. That's how rumors get started. Somebody just say one thing and people just run with it, and it don't even have to be true. People need to make sure something is true before you go spreading what you hear. Make sure it is true. So we have right here that she wanted equal and fair. She is dealing with a secret society, a boss, a job, or whatever this is, right? So she had to get out because God says, strike that. Let's see what this is. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, I gotta make out what this card is. That's the wrong card. Sorry, I gotta see it. These are light green. I really can see it. I am so sorry. It was so light. I'm on the other side of the room, so my lights is that way. Okay. So, whose blank is this? So something could have been behind the glass, in the glass, behind the glass doors, on the cell phone, in the car window, something. Something somewhere had no business being. Maybe on the telephone, because I see activity right here. Cover your genitals. So some kind of way somebody need to cover their genitals. Her or her son. One of them was anxious, the other one was mellow. So we got jobs again. Dealing with jobs. Wanting fairness out of jobs. She might have went somewhere to eat. Restaurant or something like that. Maybe she was getting ready to eat or whatever this is. Or maybe she met at a restaurant somewhere with her love interest or whatever this is. Or seemingly something became a mountain between her and her son. Or her and a love interest, or her and a job she had. Okay, so we have right here dealing with national number 14. Something could have happened when she was 14, or when she was 41, or when her son was, or even when he was 4, or her, or 5. What is the number that goes to something from a license door number, or whatever it could be part of, social phone number, or whatever. Okay? She wanted to save some money, or her son did. So it says right here that, do you love your wife? So some kind of way, somebody might have been stepping out on her because the person had options. Somebody she was connected to, or her son had options. Somebody had options. her son or the man she was talking to. Or we can even take it with her job she had. If somebody got you part-time, they got options because you want to be full-time, whatever this is. Okay, I don't know if her son was Aquarius, so she got an air sign son. Or her love interest is an air sign, or her boss is an air sign, or whatever this is, right? If not Aquarius, that she was proud of. So we have right here that she is going to go ahead and fight for her life and not run. So that's what she did. She stood there and she shot her son. Only she could make this happen in her life. So she decided she wasn't going to be the hermit. I'm not going to be your hermit. You keep me hidden while you shine. So she wasn't going to be the hermit to her son. She is going to shine and be in charge. But also, if she had like a love interest, she wasn't going to be his hermit because he had somebody on the side, whoever he is, and she wasn't going to be his hermit. Or if she had a job, she wasn't going to be the person doing a bunch of part-time. She wanted to be where she had full-time. It was some misleading information that she had to chalk up as a loss, or her son, or her love interest, somebody. Whoa. Okay. She is going to be simply honest and tell her son that he light up her life, or tell her love interest, or somebody's going to tell her, or tell her boss, or whoever this is. So we dealing with the thesis. If she not dealing with a real thesis, the Bible, a bunch of paperwork from courts or police stations or whatever this is. Okay, she is gift seeking and she needs to filter it, or her son was. So we have right here that somebody facilitated something and she shouldn't have went with it. Somebody told her something, asked her something or whatever, and she said yeah to it, and she shouldn't have. So I'm going to take this with her son, that with the fuss or whatever, we're going to take with the fuss or the fighting or whatever she say happened. That's facilitating. He facilitating, but she shouldn't have went along with it. That means she shouldn't have took it so far and murdered him. Or if somebody as far as a job, or her love interest, or whoever facilitated something and she shouldn't have went, or a job she got facilitated something and she shouldn't have went, whatever it is, because she measured and tested and saw how far she could go, and it was awful as far as her son or somebody did against her if she was raped. Or somebody just didn't pay all her money if it's a job or whatever this is. So we have right here, this real life, not snowballs and lollipops. Your son can't be brought back because it's real life. This not TV. You pull that gun out on your son, you know what gun to do. When you press the trigger, you know what it means. Okay, what's next? Because God said, you see it now. What's next? Because you saw. But after you did what you did, you looking at this real life. You killed your son. Now you're looking at what's next. What's going to happen to you next. Because you see it now that you murdered your son. And it was awful. Because he facilitated when he is fighting or fussing or whatever. But you shouldn't have took it so far as testing and measuring and saying, well, how far you could go. You should have just stopped it. So it says that you was passing by a lot of people drinking. So they could be in jail. Or going to work or whatever this is. Drinking something. Passing by a lot of people. That could be in jail, or when you was out, when you was going to work or anything like that. So we have right here that you captured an opportunity, or your son needed to catch an opportunity at the lighthouse. And that is church, hospital, rehabilitation, Alcoholics Anonymous, or drug treatment. Well, they took your son to the hospital. I don't think he died right away. I think he went to the hospital. So he before he got to the hospital. Being different just means that you stand out. You are adorable. So, or he was adorable. So something about your son stood out, or something about you stood out, whatever it is, right? So somebody thought they was better than you, as far as in work, or as far as a love interest, or as far as your son. He might thought he was better than you as far as just trying to grow up and be responsible, or just not let you dictate to him because he felt like he know what's best for his life or something like that maybe, and that would be him thinking he better than. You was gambling too much. You needed to be checked. By pulling a gun out, you needed to be checked yourself. Because you checked him by doing what you doing, because you felt he was gambling too much and talking too much or whatever he was doing, and he needed to be checked. Wearing revealing clothes did it. If you knew him, should you tell on him? So this card goes with if you was abused some kind of way, telling on a person, or if it's in jail, should you tell on a person, him, her, or whoever it is, or out before you went to jail, should you tell on a person, a boss, or a love interest? Or if your son had on certain kind of clothes, should you tell on him because if he was in a gang or something like that? Or if he was gay or whatever this is, right? You adored a lecturer, somebody who was a lecturer who did some talking. That could have been your boss do talking. Your son might have did a lot of talking. Or a job you had. You was going to take action and go to a place, to your job. You want to go see your love interest. Or a time was checked that was honorable to go for a job or whatever this is. You pinpointed a problem and you complained about it because somebody wanted to unite in front with you and you felt you were strong, no more amount of crutches. So it's going to cost you, God said, if you go wherever this is. Because a person said, can we do it now? And it was a time set and a date. And you felt strong. So you went some kind of way to a job, some kind of way that your love interest told you about, or an actual boss told you about, or this could be where you go on a court right here, anything like this. It's going to cost you. Because something was at night, making money at night, some kind of job you had at night, you or your son, one of you. You was looking at what's a cabbage breaker, what would make you lose money, looking at things superficial. Okay, so we have right here that this would be your son in the spirit. Your loved one is here in the spirit. You aren't going to hold yourself hostage to the death of your son. Because you wasn't looking at him, his worth, and seeing that he was worthy of living. You was going to be assertive, and you assessed the situation. And you didn't feel like he was worthy of living. You had dormant behavior for a keepsake, or you thought he had it. So you wanted him to get in his feelings like you was. You was in your feelings. And you wanted him to get in his feelings like you. Because you felt like you was bruised. But you was still yourself inside from how he was treating you or whatever. You was going to be calm in yourself and be that conqueror right then. You're going to be the conqueror. Because it is obvious that you weren't going to be scared of nothing. Not your son, definitely at that time period. So we got number 26. Something should have happened when you was 26. So, some kind of way somebody brought you something, perfume or whatever, maybe your love interest or your son bought you something, or what's this card? Let's see. To gain was to lose what needed to go. Listen to what I'm saying with this card. To gain is to let go what needs to go, what is needed to go, because somebody was following you. So if your son was running out the back door, or walking out the back door behind you, he is following you. And this card says, to gain, for you to gain, you had to lose what needed to go. And what needed to go was your son to stop bothering you, harassing you, or whatever you felt like, and you made it happen. So let's see if we can get to like 20 cards to end this. You didn't have a real deep down solid relationship with your son some kind of way. It wasn't close. It wasn't the bond or whatever wasn't there with you and your son. Maybe it was a division. Maybe somebody was in adoption for a while or something. It ain't right with the relationship. To be able to just mow your child down like that, I mean, it makes no sense. It really don't. So obvious. When you was on pills, your son was on pills, or both of you was on pills, or whatever's going on here. Let's just say 20 cards, universe. Give me 20 cards. I like the doorway. Let's see, universe. Let me see. Okay, 20 cards. I'm gonna try them paper books this morning. Okay, here's going to spell it out and expect nothing less than the best. So we have, you didn't need him to help you be you. Okay, so you wanted him to be decent and come up to par. So somebody was going to be calling you because they're thinking about you. Or you dreaming about your son some kind of way. He gonna come in your dreams. If he haven't, he will. So let's just go. Let's just see one more. Okay, let's leave it like that because I'm trying to finish it in one of those. Okay, so let's just see if I can, you might have thought it was your prerogative, you was getting testy with him maybe. Let's just see, I'm going to see if I can just do 20 cards and stop it, you know what. Okay, we got something right here, let's just see. Okay, you had a weakness for lovemaking with a partner you had, or you didn't have a weakness for caring as far as your son because you murdered your son. So you sustaining yourself at a shelter, and the shelter for you would be jail right now. He exercised his right to complain, or you did at the time period. That was the last time for a lack of love you felt from your son, or your son felt from you. He was devastated and you also was. So it was a book of lies because he was feeling protected by you, but you felt like you wasn't protected because you said you thought he would pull a gun out, so you didn't feel protected, but that was a book of lies. But it was a book of lies as far as him because he thought that he was protected because you was his mother. He didn't know that you would murder him. So you needed to quit. Okay. And be his mother at the time, not his enemy. Let's see. So we got this on whatever day, it don't have to be a Tuesday, whatever day it was, he came to get you because you say he was chasing you some kind of way, coming after you. But then you came for him because you shot him. And you plunged in with a gun, the Dillinger, this card right here, you plunged in. Because you needed him to be your lifeboat, or he needed you to be his, however it's going. You looked at him as easy, and you was banking on him. So you was looking at the positives in him because he had a checkered past or some love interest you had. So you was moving through, slipping through, gliding through to get to him, or him, you, with y'all fussing you had. Because you had time shared and you was trying to rope yourself off by going out back or wherever you say you went. No more watering things down, you felt like, but you didn't want to instill any tenderness. So you was going to take off every layer and let off how you really felt, right? Because your son might have been a money machine, or you was dealing with a man who wanted you to take off all of your clothes for money, right? So we got 3 money cards sitting here. Here's a biller. So you got somebody who you owed money to, or your son owed you money. And here we got another money card. Money was pending from your son, or from your boss, or whatever's going on. So somebody tried to insult your intelligence, or okay, you felt like so. So this is God says that what your son do to you weren't what you did to your son, and God saying that you went over the top because you noticed that your son was of another caliber, or your son didn't know that you was of another caliber where you would kill him. Or we dealing with a job you have on the side or whatever, where money was pending and you had to take off every layer. And somebody was holding on to you for money, whoever this job is, some job, right? Didn't notice that you was of a different caliber. You need to check yourself and do some soul searching and let spirit in, boom. You felt you was on the battlefield and you did a preview. Okay, so you was hanging all the way around the corner, or your son was all the way around. So it was a witness some kind of way that saw what happened as far as you and your son, or to see you was around the corner somewhere, or whatever was going on. So rape took you here sexually to make you the way you are. Somebody raped you and told you to get up, or your son was raped, one of you. So we have right here, you had to get back to what God created you to be at life and stop letting the world talk for you. Start talking for yourself. So you did some kind of job, extra job or whatever, and able to gain, to invest and gain. It's nice to want to help at home, but in some cases it won't work. You had to invest to gain, so you went somewhere. So we here with this card, if you wasn't getting high, your son is the one was murdered. So your son might have been high at the time when he was murdered. He might have been, I'm not sure. Or you was had anxiety or nervousness or anything like that. You need to get your cell phone for help though. So we got the price in it. So your son might have been trying to offer you something to butter you up, or some person at a second job you had was trying to butter you up and offer you money or something like that. Number 21, your son was 21 years old. Young life, young blood. You needed to unlock what needed to go. Lights was flashing, and you needed to see them. So what you said that your son was fussing or fighting or whatever, so that's considered lights was flashing and you saw them. So you wanted to unlock what needed to go, and you felt your son needed to go because the lights was him fussing, fighting, or what you feared that he would do to you. But also, this simply means that in this storyline that you needed to unlock what needed to go. Lights was flashing to get away from some second job or whatever you had who was offering you money some kind of way that was away from your home. Somebody tried to notice that you was of a different caliber and by you being raped before some kind of way. That's why you like you are. You was marveling at the gate and loving it as far as making money somewhere or whatever's going on. Or you was marveling at the gate where your son was, marveling at your son. And that would be the gate. So, it's heartbreaking. It's heart-wrenching because you put your son out. So we have right here that we must function as a human. Not be depressed, drug addicted, full of anxiety or whatever's going on. Being an alcoholic or whatever. We gotta refuse to hold on to our past, because we can't usher in our future if we hold on to our past. So you was holding on to something that was your past, whatever it might have been, and you needed to let that go because it was heart-wrenching. You put your son out, lights was flashing. So let me just, I went over to 20, but let me just see if I can get a little bit more to put right there. So I don't see the murder card or the manslaughter card. I see the put out card. I think that's the first killing card that came down out of all these cards. So you might didn't mean to actually murder your son. Maybe that's why God not letting it come out, because you didn't mean to murder him. You meant to shoot him though. Mark, you smelling like that? I smell like I smell smoke. Look at this. Smoke is fire. Okay, let's see. A little bit more. Let's see. A little bit more. Okay, right here. Okay, we're going to end it right here. Because God not letting the murder card come out. That's the hard cards. The murder card, the manslaughter card, the exile card. None of them is coming on this table. This is the first card I saw. This last, second to the last card. So it's showing me that you meant to shoot him, that's true. But so far it's looking like you didn't mean to kill him. So let's just see. Let's just see. With this batch I got in my hand. Hopefully none of those cards come out. Hopefully. Okay, universe, you know all about it. Okay, we have another part right here. Your son wasn't exempt. You needed to take heed to what needed to be seen and heard by you. You are not exempt. Your son wasn't exempt to you. Okay, so we have right here, you're just going to get a visit from an official when you did. You being adopted by the justice system because you're in jail, because they are like your parents, right? Being adopted. Well, finding my parents even matter. Or when you was younger, you might have been adopted, living with somebody, or helped somewhere, or you got raped some kind of way, and whatever this is, some kind of way, you was with somebody, or just standing for the justice system. Or maybe your child was adopted, I don't know, at one point. Or your children you got left was adopted, I don't know. Okay, because you do plenty of good, you can't be held up in your wrong. Or somebody who may have did something bad to you. Somebody's filling their time abusing you. I don't know if you're Sagittarius, adventurous like a sage, or your mother was adventurous like a sage, or your boss, or whoever this is. I see a female. Okay, universe, I'm trying to end it right here. So we have right here that someone got paid who was involved. So somebody got paid who was involved as far as a job. So you might have had some job and you got paid at some job. Or somebody abused you whenever they abused you, and whoever got paid, or somebody at work, or whatever this is. Let's say you meant for greatness. Why did you allow yourself to be molded by people though? Okay, so we have 4 body in. So we have, let's see, you're traveling at night. Maybe a local, whatever this is. Okay, so you had to cut the cord on anything not godly, somebody agreeing with you, saying yes, them to or saw something maybe. You got detention time away, or you had to get detention time away from somebody because you met somebody straight, but you don't have to take the person back gay. So I don't know if your son was straight and eventually found out he was gay, or some love interest you had, or your boss, or whoever this is. So addictions play a part in soul breaking, to find out why you stuck with it so long. Whatever addiction you have, it don't have to be drugs, but whatever. It could be just hanging on to the wrong men, or your son might have had some kind of addiction, or your love interest, or whoever you work for, or whatever this is. Okay, I have skills I'm on here, so a job or a relationship with somebody trying to buy you back, get you back, want you back. You might be a sage. You might act like a sage. You might be adventurous like a sage. You might have met somebody that was like a sage. Mom, you are a mother, though. Your own mother could have been like a sage if she wasn't. Something downtown could help you because you was drowning in a sea of feelings you can't recover from, so you needed counseling bad. 2 counseling cards came up because you was dealing with a shark at work, or a love interest, or at the time you felt like your son was like a shark to you, however it's going. Okay, so no more bowing down to either your love interest, who was fighting you, fussing, your boss, or your son, one of them. You want to go home again because you're in jail right now. Reach out for help. You gotta reach out for some kind of help, counseling or something. You was trying to get you was trying to express and get all that you needed as far as like trying to make it in life. It was tension-filled times. It was a mirage in your mind trying to make that happen because you had a sixth sense as far as your house, or as far as a job you went to, or some love interest you was involved with, or home with your son, however it's flowing. Okay, so we might have that your son might have grabbed on you asking for his money, or you asked him for money and you might have grabbed his arm. Where's yours? That's a money card, and that's somebody really grabbing on you. So, well, so we have no more blaming things on money problems. You felt you was gonna not blame things on money problems no longer, or him, your son. So you was analyzing things, or your son. So let's see this card, number 3. You might like the color pink. He might like the color pink, or something could have been pink. So we got number 11. So that could be the door. So he might have been asking you where his money was. Something about some money. Or not your son, a job. Maybe not a job, a love interest. Somebody you was bowing down to and just trying to bow down to, who was a shark. But you need some kind of counseling or whatever you need. You felt you were going somewhere, maybe as far as a job, a love interest, or just dealing with your son home, or whatever this is. I don't see no my murder cards or anything like that, so it lets me know that you didn't intentionally murder your son. You shot your son, but you didn't mean to kill your son, because I only see one card that say that. I think it was one card I said it was heart-wrenching because you put your son out. But I don't see those hard killing cards, so I feel like you didn't mean to actually murder your son, but you did mean to wound your son because you felt that he was more powerful than you. And that means you felt like you was going to be the conqueror, but you didn't want to actually kill him. Okay, so where's my telephone? Let me just put on a little bit of while I'm putting my cards up. Let's see. Bear with me for a minute. Her own son because she murdered her own child, so she got a lot of punishment for running up her way because she murdered her own son. So let's just see why let's just see why this didn't happen. Okay. So the promiscuous could be somebody in the house, or could just be where he just was wealthy to her, or however wealthy he was. job or whatever. There was going to be some change in how she wanted loyal out of him. So, her son. So, it was going to be change of address. She might have told him he had to move, or she wanted him to move, or anything as far as changing an address. So we're just going to end it here. I just wanted to play a little bit of the one I did already, but that's like 31, well really like 40 minutes of it, but it brought out some of the same cards, some of them, but not all of them. So that's good enough. So I see that she really didn't mean to actually kill her son, but she did mean to stop him, warn him, wound him, and warn him. So I'm hoping that it could be where she could get out sooner than the time that was set for her, because we know of so many more people that do all kind of crime as far as killing people, and they actually don't even get time, and some of them get 2 years, 3 years, no time. So she is going through torture already, so it's gonna, I mean, that's enough for her right there, just going through that, and then having to be in there for 18 years or over, or whatever they say. So I'm hoping it get cut down for her. I really do. But this is the Brass Love One Healer Tarot 9 here on YouTube. This storyline reading for Miss Laquandra Williams. She's 45 now. At the time she was 44, and she has murdered her son, and she felt fearful, scared, and stuff like that because of some kind of gossip that they were entwined in, and she pretty much was part of the gossip, or spread the gossip. Her and her love interest, those people there seem like. So he was upset about that. So she wasn't just running from him just for nothing. It was for a reason, because he was good and mad, you know. Something was on the internet or cell phone or something. But this is the Brass Love One Healer Tarot 9 here on YouTube. Peace.